The other day, as I was getting into my car, I noticed my inspection sticker, which is on the driver's side of my windshield. And I looked at the date and realized I only had a few days before I had to renew that sticker. So I called my mechanic and made an appointment for him to check my car thoroughly. And I had the thought, when's the last time I gave myself a good, thorough self inspection and looked at how I'm living? And I want to ask you the same question in your morning cup of inspiration. Do you ever kind of step back and say, have I been loving lately? Have I been showing the fruits of the Spirit? Love, joy, peace, kindness? Am I really letting Christ live out through me? Do people see Him in me? And that's what we need to ask ourselves. Just like the mechanic has to make sure that my car is running safely and efficiently by checking the tires and the oil and the engine and the transmission, we need to make sure that we're operating efficiently and the way that we should be operating as we go through life. So I looked up a few verses that talk about this concept, about taking an inspection of ourselves. And I found in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 28, reading from the New International Version, it says, "A man ought to examine himself before he eats of the bread and drinks of the cup." In other words, before partaking in communion, it's important to get everything right and say, Lord, have I been living right? Please forgive me where I failed you. You need to get everything right with God. So it says, examine yourselves. And then I looked over into Galatians, the book of Galatians in the New Testament, chapter 6, verse 4. It says, each one should test his own actions. Then he can take pride in himself without comparing himself to anybody else. For each one should carry his own load. You see, we're not to judge others. We're to worry about ourselves. Are we living right? And the way that we can make sure we're doing that is by going to God all the time. And in Romans 12, verse 2, it says, do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will. We want to know what God's will is for our lives, so we need to renew our mind every day. And again, a good time to take a look at ourselves is at night before we go to bed to say, how did I do today? Do it on a daily basis. Where did I fail? Was I short-tempered? Did I say something I didn't mean to? Is there something I have to get right with someone I love? So, are you overdue for a good, thorough self-inspection? Take a good look at yourself and get it all right with God. I hope that helps you. God bless. I'll see you soon for another morning cup of inspiration. And I want to remind you that our podcast is up and running. We now have 5 episodes posted. The most recent one is right here on our Facebook page, or you can go to our website at ffaith.org, where all 5 of the podcast episodes are loaded. It will help us just by listening. And they're each about 25 minutes long, and I hope they bless you. All right. I'll see you next time.